Hello everyone, I'm Jose Gabriel Perez Clark from the Team Local Scoop, and this is the breakdown of story number 2875, Show Crime Information. The description of this story is that as an user, when I click on the Show Crime events, the events should be displayed on the map, which refers to the crime functionality that currently exists as part of the neighborhood details inside BreazeHome. The reason why this story was originally added was because in the exploration of the website for the feature proposals, we noticed that some of these features seems to be either broken or not completely implemented, and they needed to get a new look at. After some research, we found out that the crime will actually mostly work once you enable the insecure scripts. The reason for this, I believe, is due to the current implementation of the get crime data. As you can see on the side in the production BreazeHome, the current get crime data makes a JSON-P request to the API spot crime. JSON-P, or JSON with padding, is frequently used to avoid the cross-domain issues of requests. However, as you can see, it has been slowly being replaced by CORS, especially because JSON-P is open to a lot of security concerns and vulnerabilities. Another problem with this is that it exposes not only the API address, which is fine, but also a key that is being currently used in this request, and this is not a real good idea. Additionally, this code is currently decided inside the details controller when it should be probably inside service to move this logic outside of the controller. So the solution that we reach is, which is currently implemented over here, is that we created a new crime service which has the logic required to get the information and pass to the request, which is a simple GET request, and instead of going directly to the Spot Crime API, it goes first to our backend. Then, in the backend, a new view and a new API request were added to the old neighborhood views where some of the Yelp requests and hazard requests resided, so that it goes through the backend and then into the Spot Crime API. This allows us to store the key and all the information safely here, and I had to add this header as a workaround to be able to actually use the API, because otherwise, and I'm not entirely sure why, I was getting a 403 error, which is a forbidden access. As part of that 403 research, I tried to contact the Spot Crime API, and interestingly enough, according to them, the API is for commercial use and will require a contract and a fee for that use. And that key that we're currently using doesn't seem to be actually a contract key. So I'm not entirely sure where it's from. What I'm getting to with this is that potentially that API might suddenly stop working for us entirely, and in which case we'll need to actually reach out to them about a contract and a fee. As part of this story, I also researched into other possible APIs, and I found a very good API by the FBI about crime data. A lack of this API is that it doesn't have crime by location, so it doesn't serve the same purpose as this. However, it has a lot of aggregation data and other useful information which could work as a replacement for the crime ratings, or to maybe create a heat map for the crime data across the regions. Uh, Another interesting result from working in this story is that I noticed that the crime rating current implementation is calculated depending on the radius of the area. So if right now it's in high because we have a high radius, However, if we drop to a very small radius and we calculate this again, now suddenly the current rating is medium. This doesn't seem to make more sense since the current rating should be for the region and it should be independent of the size of the radius that we're currently looking at. So I created a new story to revisit current rating and make it so that it stays consistent across different searches. Uh, that's for the most part the breakdown of this story. Um, I hope that this work shows useful. Goodbye.